So, back in the garage, and we're going to continue on with making the centre console and all the switches and gauges and stuff like that. So, over the weekend, I just came in and quickly cut up the sheet of metal that I needed to be able to fit it in to the recess. So I've done that, and that fits quite snug actually. So the next idea is to use some panel fasteners to be able to put in behind, mark it all out, drill the holes so I can fasten this to this piece of plastic and it becomes removable for whatever reason. So what I have done is thrown some plastic tabs in there to sit it against. I'll put the panel fastener on there, mark it all up and everything like that. And all I've done is just gone around and plastic welded them with a soldering iron just to itself. It's the same plastic, so it'll melt really well to itself. They are quite sturdy. I don't want to push it, but they are quite sturdy. And what that enables me to do is remove that panel and still keep the original mounting holes. So this will go in first, the panels will come in afterwards, and then I can reach behind, get to the wires and everything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. We'll get all of the metal in, the other panels in, and start thinking about how we're going to wire everything together. So as you can see, this is how it's going to sit, and the bolt will come through towards the camera. So I'm just going to mark this hole now with a little pencil, like kind of file, just to mark where it is. Then I'll drill a hole. It only wants to be about 2 or 3 mil, and then it'll allow me to screw into that. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks good. Happy days. Winner, full house. So, got my 4 bolts in. I'm just going to go and make sure that they do tighten up. They're Torx bits, so I'll just quickly go get the screwdriver to do that, and then we'll start looking at taking this out. Now that I've got that templated out, I can see exactly where I need to cut. So I just angled that a little bit straighter than it was. And I'm just going to now cut out this centre part. And then I'll be able to mount that to it. So we'll get on with that now. Remember kids, safety first. So here we have it. Main centre panel's in. I've just put it in with some small, I think they're like M4 I think, but I don't have it. I'm going to get some countersunk ones, some black ones, just to fit in there. They will need captive nuts on the back, simply because you can't get to one of them, and it'll make it easier to pull in and off once this is all fixed into place. The master cut-off switch, or the secondary cut-off switch, works flawlessly. I do have to really think about this repair down here. It is split. I'm going to have to plastic weld that, and what it's doing is it's bending the plastic. So if you can look that way, we've got a massive arc happening there. So I'll fix that probably tomorrow now. But yeah, so we're getting there. So the cable will come round this way, and it will just, once it gets enough tension, it kind of finishes itself off to turn off. So yeah, it's quite nice how it just does it, the rest of it itself. So yeah, that's pretty much it now. I've just got to put everything back in, make sure everything fits, as in on the back, so it can all tighten up, and then make the gauge one and the starter one. So happy days. So I'll come back to it later on and we'll finish it off. So a few days on, I've been quite busy 3D printing a few little bits for the center console. So I will start with the ignition start switch. It's nice and simple, literally a rectangle with a few holes, and that will sit in where it sits. But additionally to that, I have 3D printed the gauge holder. I've screwed the gauge holder in, and I've wired the required wires to the different pins. And all I've done is I've just put the negatives and the positives for the lights together, and the negatives and the positives for each gauge together, and just seriesed off each other. What I have done is just coiled up about 2 meters of length for each one of the sensors. It goes all the way down to the front of the engine, so I wanted quite a bit of room. I don't think these will go all the way to the engine. I think I'm gonna put a link quite close to this, so this can detach fully, and then the other wires will come in and just screw into the terminal. Same for the power feeds. Again, they will just screw into another the blanking terminal that will probably sit just behind here. So what that will enable me to do is, once I pull it out, if I need to, the whole panel or each separate panel, I can just get behind, disconnect the chock block or whatever it is, and then pull the panel away. Just makes it a lot simpler. So yeah, that's how she looks with the gauges in. So what I'm going to do now is just place the rest of the panels in. And I'll just see how she looks. I've still got wiring to do on this big panel and the ignition switch, but I need to get the wiring diagrams out and just make sure that everything is good. So pretty much that's how she's gonna look. Nice and simple. All the fans, the fuel, the ECU, whatever else I need there, the volts, the USB, fire, electric cut off, and the ignition start. So it's all coming together and it's actually working really well. What I will do is this metal piece that I've made, I will spray this black, so it's non-reflective. The 3D printing's come out really well. I won't have to spray that, even though it looks slightly different. I won't spray it. I can't be bothered to take everything off now that I've put them on, because they'll be an absolute nightmare to remove. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's solid, it's not really that heavy, not as heavy as I thought it would be, and it's coming on really well. So I'll continue to do what I'm doing. What I think I'm going to do is just slot each one of the pins, the switches back in, and everything, and then just start seeing where I can put stuff for the wiring. Mainly the lights. All the rest of the switches will come off on their own fused connector anyway, and it will all be removable if needed. So really happy with how it's going, and I will continue on. I'm a little bit stuck with what to do next. Yeah, I'm really not sure what to do. So I'm going to show you a quick sneak peek of what she looks like in the dash. I think she looks really good. Obviously, like I say, the metal part will be black, so it'll all tie in, but she works. The gear selector's nowhere near the switch, which is nice. Yeah, happy with that. So I'm still really conflicted with how I'm going to do this. I took a break last night from it. It was kind of stressing me out a little bit. With just the placement of how I'm going to fit things, I think I will need some kind of distribution board just to make it easier to be able to take in and out and replace wherever needed. And I was originally going to fit this just there, just underneath the switches, and what that'll enable me to do is just put the wire in and then throw it off anywhere else I need to go, and then from there it goes to the actual fans, it goes to the ECU, it goes wherever it needs. The good thing about it is I can get to these, it just literally the wire goes in, you tighten it down, so that's not a problem. But then I remembered I needed this for the starter, the relay. Now, don't know if I 100% need this, because obviously when you turn on a key, I'm pretty sure there's a starter relay already in the fuse board, so I would like really not to use this, but to use a starter relay that's already in the car. So yeah, I think that will go down there. If I don't have to use this, it frees up a bit more room. I have put in the hole for the fire pull. I have tested that. There's nothing behind stopping it, so that's got a nice run. My cable already comes to these points already, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, I think we're getting there. I'm just a bit confused about the relay situation, and then where the ignition switch goes. Does it come from the barrel, etc., and then the push to start? So we'll see. I'll do a bit more research and try and get more of my diagram, and I'll show the diagram as I go on, but I'll get it sanity checked by somebody who actually knows what they're doing. We'll see. I'll keep playing, but I think I'm going to call it there for this episode. I'll keep you guys updated. Please like, subscribe, comments, whatever it is. If you've got any hints or tips on setting this up, please help me out, because I'm struggling a little bit. But other than that, guys, have a good day. See you later.